Protesters gathered outside the SLO County Courthouse are collecting signatures to remove the sheriff from office. This comes 2 days after a video was published showing Andrew Holland's last 2 days of life. The ordeal started in January 2017 when deputies strapped inmate Andrew Holland, who suffered from schizophrenia, naked to a restraint chair for 46 hours after Holland was seen hurting himself. The video appears to show that moments after being untied, Holland collapsed on the floor and died. Back in July, the Holland family received a $5 million settlement from the county. At that time, they made it clear they also wanted Ian Parkinson removed from office. And tonight, their supporters are renewing calls for the sheriff and district attorney to step down. This weekend, volunteers with the group SLO County Progressives have been taking turns sitting in a restraint chair outside the county courthouse. They're also collecting signatures for a petition demanding the sheriff to resign.
And again, I just want Andrew's life to be celebrated because he was a really wonderful person. A lot of people cared about him, and what happened to him was not fair, and it should never happen to anybody ever again.
The group says they've collected several hundred signatures. Demonstrators will stay in the chair for 46 hours, the amount of time Holland was restrained. KSBY reporter Alexa Bertola was at the courthouse and has this story.
Kelsey, this is the second evening demonstrators have been outside the courthouse. Now, in an exclusive interview with NBC News, Andrew Holland's parents talk about what life has been like since the video of their son's death surfaced just 2 days ago.
He was an amazing athlete, amazing surfer, creative, smart, and so loving. Yeah. He was so loving. And that's what we miss.
Cardi and Sharon Holland remember their son Andrew. Just days ago, video of his death was made public.
It was hard when everything started coming up again. When the video was released with everything. It's been hard for us, but we'd like to put it all behind us. But we don't want to put behind the change and what can come out of his death.
They're focusing their efforts on forming the Andrew Holland Foundation.
We're trying to establish a program where they don't actually get booked into the jail. They're assessed at the point of before entry and booking, and they go and get treatment.
The Hollands would rather see treatment for people with mental illness than incarceration.
We're more concerned about those that go in after our son. Our son is gone. We cannot bring him back, but we can keep it from happening if we can change. But it has to change from the top up, and it has to change from the inside out.
They have their sights on the Cooper Rise Mental Health Treatment Center in North Carolina, but need $10 million to get something similar started.
It's a place for people like our son to be helped and not harmed.
We have to start taking this issue by the horns, and we have to fix it.
The demonstration will wrap up at 11 a.m. tomorrow with a rally. In studio, Alexa Bertola, KSBY News.
This weekend, the sheriff and district attorney both released statements about the recently surfaced video. DA Dan Dow has faced criticism for not investigating Andrew Holland's death. In a statement released late this afternoon, Dow says it is the long-standing legal policy for every jail death to be investigated by sheriff coroner detectives, not the DA's office. He also says since the FBI is investigating the death, it would be inappropriate for him to comment on the details of the case. The sheriff, in his statement, put some of the blame on the mental health department. Parkinson says his office says it tried to find another place to put Holland. Before they put him in the chair, Holland had stopped taking his medication and had bloodied his face by repeatedly punching himself. Parkinson says the sheriff's office asked mental health multiple times to take Holland for treatment, but they refused, saying they were at full capacity, even though it was later determined not to be true. He says 2 doctors, one from mental health and one from public health, conferred about the Holland case and refused to transport him to the mental health facility for treatment. You can read Dow and Parkinson's full statements on our website, ksby.com. And we reached down to the mental health and public health departments this weekend for comments. So far, we have not received a response. Andrew's parents have shared that their son suffered with mental illness since his 20s. Holland was originally booked into the jail in September of 2015 15 for battery, resisting an officer, and probation violations. He had been in and out of jail for years. At the time of his death, he was serving a 2-year sentence.